Hello and welcome to the next ReeVlog. Hopefully no one randomly shows up as they want to do and ruin my plans. But you never know. So I'm going to see about shutting the door. But yeah, I took today as day off from the business. Even so, I still looked at a document just to check something, but I didn't do any work beyond that on the business today, outside of my professional development, which I do every day anyway, because it is my martial art training and strength and conditioning and all of that jazz. Yeah, it worked. Yeah, so put this down. I've still got a lot to do in regards to my professional development for the day. I've done one workout, but I've still got to do some Kung Fu practice and some MMA practice. There's a drill, the one that I've been talking about the last couple of days, that I need to practice every day for now. And I've not done it yet, so I'll be doing that shortly. But I've got D&D in just over an hour, which means I won't have time to fit in my other workout, because I wanted to do 2 today, so that way I don't have to do any over the weekend, and which will mean I'm more fresh and ready for when I do any of my own strength conditioning work on Sunday, because I would like to. And my brother hasn't organised to do Kung Fu with me this Sunday, so I'm assuming we're not. So I'll just be doing it myself, which for now is the way I would prefer. Yeah, but I mean, I can't be sure whether that'll be the case, but that's what I'm working off of for now. So that means that I'll be able to do whatever it is I deem appropriate at the time. Yeah, so what does this mean? This means that I'm going to be doing my workout in an odd sense, an odd fashion. That's better. And so on, because I am more or less for sure going to be doing D&D at about 7:30. It's currently about 6:20. I'll be doing the MMA stuff for about half an hour, but most of, it seems, the workout I can do during D&D, which is going to be hard because I am the DM, so my brain power has to be pretty focused on D&D, and these workouts aren't easy. Not in the slightest. They are, in fact, quite difficult, which is kind of the purpose, I imagine, of them. But they can be done at my desk, provided I move my chair thing out of the way. I'm already pretty warm today, due to having done my other workout earlier, hence why I'm taking my warm-up slightly more relaxedly than usual. But yeah, there are things like push-ups and dumbbell shoulder press, I think that's called, I don't know. But that sort of thing I can do with the computer, like la-di-da-di-da-di-da, yes, roll to attack. Now that misses, but you take 4 damage as they parry and stab and stuff like that. So the benefits of doing D&D online means I can do that without my friends being like, you absolute goober, what are you doing? Though I may let them know that I'm doing some form of exercise when we start, just so they don't think, you absolute goober, why are you making all those pain noises, are you okay? When I'm like, in between actual bits of roleplay and such. So that's my plan. I think it'll mess with my sets and reps rest period, active period, rest period stuff. Because my brain won't be on it as much, and I'm going to struggle to sort of count how many it is I'm doing, as well as various other bits and bobs. That's reasonable. I think I'll manage. But there are a couple bits that I can't do during D&D, such as the barbell shoulder press. So when I finish my MMA training, I'm gonna go turn on the computer, and then I'm gonna do the barbell shoulder press, and then I'm gonna do some kung fu whilst my computer turns on. I'll open up all the apps after kung fu. Then I'll do the barbell shoulder press whilst they're all opening. It takes a long time for them to open, particularly things like Discord for me. I don't know why. Sometimes it takes a long while for my computer to connect to the internet when I first turn it on, which is quite irritating from time to time, but that'll be fine because I'll turn it on anyway. A, B, C, D, no, yeah. And then, yeah, as I said, I'll come in here, I'll do the barbell shoulder press. I think there's maybe 2 other things that I can't really do at the computer, so I'll do one of those, and then I'll go to the computer, put on my headphones, and keep doing the exercise whilst I am muted in the Discord chat, readying everything, getting up character sheets and stuff, until people arrive, and hopefully within the first sort of 20 minutes or so I will have finished the workout, because most of it I'll get done beforehand, and then I can focus really hard on the combat parts, because I think that I can stop a combat from happening for at least 20 minutes. Thankfully my group is reasonably high into roleplay for this campaign, which is really nice because it means I have to do less. Even if it does mean that I need to keep track of NPCs a lot more. Because currently there are Stacy and Tracy, Stacy the woman, the human woman, and Tracy the half-orc male, who run the Owlbear, which is their favourite restaurant / pub. I can't remember which it is. I think it's a pub, but it might be a restaurant. There's Mrs. Pippins, who was incredibly just made up on the spot by one of my characters last week, or the week before, but that's fine. There was plenty of space for them. I've added their house to the map as a place of note. Then there is Quentin, the shop owner fellow. There's the champion, the baron, the captain, who is actually just a lieutenant, the second lieutenants, all 3 of them, which are Ordros, the Elephant Man, Aloxodon. There is Archibald Starfish, which is the second lieutenant for the team, for the guards that is the party, and there is second lieutenant Ignatius Booker, who is their rival team's captain, leader, person. On top of that, one of the PCs has wife and kid, so I can't remember the kid's name, but I'm pretty sure the wife's name's Molly. I don't know the daughter's name at all, which is not great, but they're 2, so whatever, it's fine. Then that is most of it. There's also a wanted criminal called Bethany, who is wanted for dereliction of duty, criminal negligence, and other such crimes, who used to work at the supermarket. and there is Vivian, who also works at the supermarket. I think that's about it as far as major NPCs go. Oh, and Earl, a shade turtle that is forming a symbiotic bond with one of the PCs, so to speak. I like Earl. Earl is one of my favourite characters. There's also the announcer and Peanuts McGee, the announcer for an underground criminal organisation, and Peanuts McGee, the young messenger boy who does not sleep or anything, really. But yeah. Then there's Kev, the gardener, who looks after the family, who looks after the woods and the paths through the woods to get to other major settlements. Yeah, there's quite a few. There are more, but thankfully they very rarely come up and go back to people. Yeah. Final cup of tea of the day. I know it's a bit late to be having one at this time, but I don't know how long D&D will go on for. And it is less caffeinated. It's like a decaf, which isn't zero caffeine, but it's like less caffeine. So hopefully it'll be alright. I just love tea, really. But yeah. I need to do more stretching. But yeah, that is my plan. I don't know why I went JoJo's just then. Speaking of anime though, I finished watching the English dub of Hajime no Ippo yesterday again. It's a great motivational thing, especially considering it's about boxing and MMA has boxing elements. I have started watching Kenichi again today. Similar reasons, lots of training. The main thing with Hajime no Ippo is the running. They do so much road work. It's like, I'm off on road work, and they get back, and then they're skipping, and they skip real fast, as fast as I can. And then they're just like, bah, do the mitt work and stuff, and then they're doing the heavy bag, and then they're sparring, and they're like, well, more road work. Yeah, it's inspirational. On top of which, we have Kenichi doing his absolutely ridiculous training with one of my favourite characters of all time, Akasami Koetsuji. Learning martial arts, which is what I'm doing. I saw a video on YouTube at some point, which was like 10 realistic martial arts anime. Kenichi was included a little bit, but they put in a disclaimer about the parts that they are claiming to be realistic in Kenichi, as opposed to all of it. Because like they jump over the ocean and stuff like that. They can run across water and whatnot. Those parts aren't particularly realistic, but some elements are, and has actual techniques. But they had a MMA manga, not an anime, recommendation on there, which I would like to read at some point, because they've not made it into an anime, which sucks, because the main reason I watch anime at the moment is motivation whilst I do other things. Like I'll be sticking Kenichi on whilst I do my MMA practice and my Kung Fu practice. But it apparently is super, like, it's got a lot of realism. It follows some stuff like in Hajime no Ippo, where like they stylize strikes so you can sort of, it details the impact rather than just showing it. So in like Ippo, there's like the wind currents after a strike and stuff like that. I think it's doing similar things, just so you get a feel for the amount of force that is actually intended to be portrayed, more so than you would otherwise. But I need to find out what that is again, and see about getting the first volume or chapter or whatever at any rate. Hopefully there's an English translation. If not, then it'll help me with my learning of Japanese. Anyway, I will go now, and I'll catch you cats on the flip.